Oh, right. Okay. Well, Rotorhead server. It is favorited. Why it didn't show up? No idea. Slightly disappointing. Neil, hello, my friend. You are on Twitch all the time, huh? Nothing wrong with that. But four, five.
How much did the sim cost, and what's the HOTAS?
The HOTAS is a Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS. So center, stick, and throttle. And I think altogether that's like $600. I don't know what the current price is, but that's what I bought it at. And the only streamer you watch, you're gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry. Our dynamic slots, we're going back to probably Charlie. And load up the Huey here. Fuel, full flares, rockets, and let's go with something different. Let's go with the NASA livery. Fuck it, why not? For Artemis, hell yeah. Sorry, I was texting my little brother. He's computer whiz, going to college for whoa. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Now the doors are now it's opening. So yeah, my little brother's going to Oregon State for computer science, but he's a he's a junior currently. He'll be a senior next year, and he's already he did an internship with a company last year, and then secured a job as a AI programmer, AI development programmer. Already, he hasn't even graduated college yet. So he's already secured a job doing the thing that he wanted to do when he went to college already. Hasn't even finished school. So yeah, he's I'm super proud of him, and it's super badass that he's already so now he's going to school to fulfill the degree requirement, and you know just to get the degree at this point, for our parents' sake, just to say, so they can tell everybody, oh yeah, he's got a degree and whatever. But the dude's already working as a uh, as a programmer, doing exactly what he wanted to do in the first place, um, making money. I don't know how much money he's making. Uh, it doesn't really matter, but he's happy and he's doing what he wanted to do, and I'm super proud of him. So yeah, that's who I've been. While I've been on here, we've been
Hopefully, he won't
texting a
have a
couple
lot
of
of student loans if he already has a dream job.
Yeah, I hope not. And he's native Hawaiian, so there's a lot of good grants and um, grants and things for native Hawaiians to go to college. So hopefully he, which I haven't really talked to him about it. I should probably something I should probably know or talk to him about. But anyways, all right. So go ahead and get the reticle out of the way. All right, go ahead and throw that out of the way. Starter is engaged. Fuel is out of detent. Starter's coming in. CSAR checking in. Launch current CSAR. Show current CSAR. 8.3 kilometers. Launch beacon. 1180. All right, we're going to go ahead and tune to 11.0 or 1180.0. And we've got full signal, and we have a good-ish ADF signal. So we kind of know general direction where our survivor's at. I'll go ahead and turn down the volume. I'm from Alaska, your brother's from Hawaii. Next you're going to tell me you have a South African sister. So I was actually born in Hawaii. I'm native Hawaiian on my dad's side. Native Hawaiian, and then I'm native Alaskan on my mom's side. My mom moved to Hawaii in the late 80s. Met my dad in high school. They fell in love, whatever, and had me in the early 90s, 1991. So I was born in Hawaii. My parents separated when I was super young, before I turned 2. My mom brought me back to Alaska, and I grew up in Alaska until I was 17 years old, and enlisted in the Marine Corps when I was 16 in the delayed entry program, and then 17 I shipped for boot camp, and I lived all over the place since then. My parents' age, my mom is 55. She was 21 when she had me. I'm 34. And my dad is 56. He was a year older than my mom. Unturned, thank you for the follow. PZ Dog and Bread, thank you as well. All right, throttle's coming up. All right, let's go. Parents at the same age, had me and my brother a lot older. Yeah, I mean, it happens. You know, there's something to be said about having parents that are a little older. There's benefits and drawbacks to both sides of the coin, right? Like your parents, if they have you when they're, super young, cool. They're more active. They're, assumingly a little more healthy. They're in their younger years, great, whatever. But then having parents that are older, in some circumstances, right? Not everybody's circumstance and story is the same. The older they have you, maybe they were planning on having you a little older, meaning they've got all of their shit together. Their finances are straight. They're a lot more mature. They know. They've seen their friends and family all around them raise children, and they've been a supporting element in that. So they know, to a degree, what it takes to raise a child. So there's that, but then the drawback is they waited until their late 30s, their early 40s, their early 50s to have kids, and now, when you're in middle school or high school, your body has broken down, and you can't play basketball or volleyball or soccer or run around with your kids because you're a little older. So there's downsides and benefits to both sides of the coin. my dad's turning 54 this year, and my mom. Oh, dude, that's 50 though. Now is like what 80 was, 30 years ago. Like, I'm 34. I hope when I'm 16 years from now, I can still run, like a 9-minute 3 mile, a 9-minute mile for 3 miles. Like a bunch of dudes that, I'm a cop, and we've got dudes that I work with that are, 50 plus years old, and they can go out and run an 8-minute mile for, several miles. Or, they've got kids that are early teens, or some that are in college, and these dudes are in great shape. So, it is 50 now in 2026 is not 50 what it was in 1986 or 1976. Yeah, your mom ran marathons. That's all I'm saying. This is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. Show current CSAR. Launch smoke. 7 o'clock, 4 kilometers. What's the game name? Digital Combat Simulator, DCS. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. So while we were running our suck, just chit-chatting over here, we were completely miss our survivor. So we're flying in the NASA's UH-1 livery. But it is beautiful, isn't it? Look at all the rivet lines and the attention to detail of this aircraft. It's beautiful. Alright, we got smoke down there, 9 o'clock low. Good morning. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. You're the first person on Twitch in a long time to join the ranks. We don't get a lot of viewership on Twitch, which, it's cool. But Neil's a long-time follower. I appreciate him hanging out. Bring up the cockpit. All right, so we've got a survivor down there about 10:30, 11 o'clock low. Go ahead and pick him up. DCS is going fantastic for me. I haven't gotten shot down yet, so that's always a good day. I need to get shot down. Last night, though, and the night before, we were getting shot. All right, had an A-10 just get shot down. Who knows where they're at in the AO? Coming through 100 knots. Got about a 2,000 foot rate of descent right now. I'm gonna start bleeding off some airspeed. Come through 80 knots. 8 Mad 4. Thank you for the follow on TikTok, my friend. This smoke grenade's amazing. His blue smoke has lasted several minutes, which in real life, not so much, but 'tis what it is. 'Tis what it is. Alright, survivor on the ground about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Alright, he's coming. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. Alright, our next survivor is frequency 695, so we're going to tune into the correct frequency band. There's 600, 650. We're looking for 695. And turned up our gain here, so that's probably. We've got full signal quality, and we're getting a loud Morse code receipt there, meaning we're probably on to the guy. And our needle is pointing 120. Nuclear option, you can use search and rescue. Let me tell you, Flight 6 are a huge advantage in this game. It is so nice. Okay, hell yeah. Alright, so we've got our boy, and we know where he's at. Alright, gains down, power's coming in. Alright, we've got one survivor on board. We're gonna go ahead and try to rescue our fellow down pilot over here. I am on an online server. It's called Rotor Heads. This is the Rotor Head server. So our ADF needle, or this thing right here, is pointing, hopefully, towards our survivor. Right, our survivor is transmitting a radio signal from his survival radio, and our aircraft has a receiver, an ADF receiver, to receive his signal and give us a general direction
Steam VR
to that survivor's our radio, to his radio. So we are tuned into his frequency. We are tracking, showing off to the east about 115.
Is this on Meta?
120. You can get DCS on Steam VR, but it is a less than desirable experience if you are running Steam VR plus Oculus. So I would recommend, if you are on a Oculus headset, a Quest 2, Quest 3, to install the game natively to your PC, and then to run it on OpenXR.
So
Steam
I need a
VR
PC?
is fine, says Neil. No, don't do it on Steam. Yeah, you do need a gaming PC to run DCS on VR. We do need a gaming PC for sure.
Sad.
Alright, flares are armed, they are working. So we are flying low level because we know there's a surface to air threat, as well as a high AAA threat. Fucking Irene. We're flying a little intoxicated, to be honest. But it's fun. It makes it more enjoyable. We don't want to get too high and put ourselves in the AAA or surface-to-air threat envelope. So we're kind of scud running right along the deck. Launch smoke. All right, popping blue smoke. 11 o'clock, 1 kilometer. We got him right off the nose. Perfect. So we're gonna start to flare a little bit. Pull out collective. Getting a slight descent rate, but we're bleeding off airspeed is the biggest thing. We don't want to climb. Alright, down pilot right off the nose. Show current seesaw. Alright, power's coming in. Show current seesaw. Show current seesaw. Launch beacon. Alright, our next down pilot is within 8 kilometers. Launch smoke. 8 o'clock, 8 kilometers. So we are going to turn... Actually, let's turn left. It's going to be out this direction somewhere. Oh, shit. AAA. Fuck. Yeah, we're done. How did we not... Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So our ingress for the first guy, fine. We got a little high, got a little lazy, and got schwacked. So...
Wow.
Yep. Now we know. Now we know. Oh, there's a Chinook in the AO right now. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Caesar checking in. Show current Caesar. Launch beacon. Do I have enough space in my setup for standing VR games? I've played Tactical Assault VR, which kind of requires that you stand. Other than that, no. Hell yeah. Neil, you're the man. Hopefully it didn't cost you any real money, though. And how does one get 900 streamer points? You're speaking French to me. French to me. I have my private, commercial, instrument, CFI, and CFII. Rotary wing. Show current CSAR. Alright, we're within 6.4 kilometers. Launch beacon. Launch smoke. That's what I meant to say. So we're looking kind of off the nose. Right there in that valley. 1 o'clock. Contact the blue smoke. And pick these guys up. And then this will be an easy pick. We know there's a AAA threat down there in that valley down there somewhere. A heavy, so we're gonna have to fly super low level. And hopefully we don't get schwacked. Not paying attention, we almost crashed into the ground. Wouldn't that have been good? Oh shit. Alright, AAA threat right off the nose. We'll say low, see him deflate here. Can hear
Check fire. Friendlies in the area.
you can hear the tracers in the background. Alright, rockets are armed. We now know where that AAA threat is. We'll see if we can't dispatch him. And there he is, right out in the open. Alright, our boy is AAA's down. He's on fire. Survivor, come to me.
Dude, this is sick law.
Alright, survivors in the aircraft. We're gonna go ahead and try to find our next one. We've got a bunch of down pilots in this area. Probably got schwacked by a bunch of surface air or AAA threats. Show current CSAR. Show current CSAR. Alright, 10, almost 11 clicks away. We know we're pretty safe in this little bowl right here. Launch beacon. 435.0 is our survivor's radio, so we'll go ahead and tune to
My
that.
pastor is a Marine and flew on the Hueys.
And that's probably our survivor's radio, so we'll go ahead and turn that down. We've got a good lock. Frequency is strong. We're going to say low level though, because we've already had that AAA threat that we just schwacked right there. But all we're left with is minigun. So. We're good there. And Jerron, thank you for the follow, my man. I appreciate it. I work with the guy whose name is Jerron Thomas. Alright, so we've got one survivor on board currently. We are currently getting shot at. I can hear the tracers hitting the ground behind us. I don't know where it's coming from. It's not good. We are kind of out in the open. Oh, yep, AAA 9 o'clock. The best thing we can do is just kind of skirt the ground and hope we don't die. The higher you get, the more exposed you get to.
You know a Rob Jones?
Launch smoke. 10 o'clock, 6 kilometers. Do I know a Rob Jones? It doesn't sound familiar. We are out in the, we just got schwacked by AAA. And they're all over the place, huh? Oh, and it doesn't even show me who shot me. And this fuckhead just been... It's an F-15, a friendly F-15. Last time I launched on our mission, this dude was sitting in the same exact spot. So, not doing anything. Filling a fixed wing role in a helicopter server. Anytime you come into this server, which is predominantly helicopters, there are very few fixed wing roles. You can be a fighter, predominantly ground-to-air assets, and your job is to just protect the helicopter assets that are flying around trying to do all sorts of stuff. This guy has been sitting here for at least 45 minutes. doing jack shit in his seemingly cool-looking F-15 with a bunch of AGMs, air-to-ground missiles. What's even AGMs? He's got a few Hellfire. Got 2 Hellfires, and then he's got a few air-to-ground bombs and 4 A9s. So he's got a few air-to-air missiles. Kind of pointless, but it is what it is. We're flying around in the Vietnam era Huey, and this guy's not doing jack shit to help us. Super awesome. Trash. That's what I call trash. I'm also not 100% sure why it's not letting me reset in the server. Radio check. Who's in the blue, white, and gold F? Who's in the blue, white, and gold F-15? Nobody. The answer is nobody. Just joined the server and was like, fuck it. I'm out. And for whatever reason, I cannot exit this fucking thing. What the fuck? There we go. We figured it out. Server is going to restart in 19 minutes. Perfect. We love that. Nobody's doing jack shit in here. Fuel. Force tram. We're going to go ahead and close the doors. Flares are fully loaded. We'll go ahead and on those. Intervalometer for the rockets is set to 1. Battery power. Starter generator. Close. Set to standby generate. Inverter spare. AC phase. Set to bus. Radar altimeter. Low set to 1,000. High set to 2,000. Okay. Deliver RPM warning. Shut that bitch off. Throttle's out of detent. And set to low side. Throttle's coming, or start is coming in. Doors are closed. We're looking good. It's going to be our last mission for the night. We had the fuel turned off the whole time. That's not good. All right, 40%. We're good. Probably burn up the starter a little bit, but whatever. We've got lives to save. CSAR checking in. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. Let's turn to the frequency. We've got the frequency of the survivor. I'm pointing tip to tip right now. Power's coming in. Throttle's coming in, actually. I hate this game. I hate this game. We just pulled collective. Should have went straight up. It's not how a helicopter would respond, but fuck it. Whatever. CSAR checking in. CSAR checking in. Launch beacon. All right, here we go. We're finally off the ground. Fuck it. All right. going to crest this ridge line. And hopefully we'll rescue a couple of or down pilots. What the fuck?
Request Caesar.
Moss, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. How's my day? My day was good. Went to church. Did the Easter thing with some family for the kids. They had a bunch of gifts and stuff. It was great. And then wife and I went and worked out. We went for a run. Ran 5 miles. While the in-laws watched the kids. It's good. And then we came home and just chilled. Show current CSAR. Alright, so we're 13.4 clicks out from our survivor. Once we get him within 8 clicks, we can have him launch a smoke or a flare. So given that we know that there's a heavy AAA and surface-to-air threat, we're going to go ahead and start hugging the terrain, essentially. I don't know why I got a crazy master caution.
What livery?
We're in the regular U.S. Army livery right now.
What's your favorite one?
My favorite livery for the Huey? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, the traditional OD green. Pretty close. Launch smoke. 12 o'clock, 6 kilometers. All right. So our survivor is straight off the nose, 6 kilometers. So we're going to go ahead and dip, duck, and dive. Try to swoop in secretly and steal our guy off the ground. We know that there's a AAA battery here because he's the one that shot us down last time. Contact the smoke straight off the nose. To be honest, I'm a little too drunk to taste this chicken, but we're gonna do our best. A little high. It's scary when you get that high above the treetops.
That was me in the Apache earlier trying to sneak up on a Saw 6 and 13 10 feet off the deck.
With the AAA threat, it's kind of sketch balls. Oh shit. We got shot. AAA. But we've got guys to save, right? If we can stay below these treetops, I think we'll be able to sneak in and swoop these guys off the deck. If we make a mistake and climb a little too high, survivors come to me.
Hard part will be showing down without climbing over the tree's eye.
We got shot. We got shot. Really, the move would have been to stay on the other side of
so
those
close
buildings.
too.
All right, let's do it one more time. One more time. This time we're gonna land within the within the buildings and have the survivors run to us, and we'll exfil them from inside the. Inside the little village there. We use the buildings to our advantage here. All right, force trim, hydraulic control is on, IFF is on, fuel is set. Flow set to 30. We'll go ahead and arm this. Rocket intervalometer is set to 1. Fuck it, we'll just arm it. Batteries on. Stars on.
You can't call in some seed missions for support, or is this solo?
I mean, it's an online server, so you could call in whatever you wanted, but there's nobody in the server right now, so. We've got nothing. It's just us. Just us. Doors are coming closed. Throttle's out of detent. And starter is in. Looking for NG speed here. 40% within 40 seconds. What about 10? It's about 15. 15. 20. There's 40%. Throttles out. Turbine's got it. Wait for needles to settle. Needles are settled and throttles in. A little fast on the run up there. Didn't overspeed anything though. All right. CSAR checking in. Launch. Launch beacon. Launch beacon.
You fly the Huey really well, though it's hard that close to the ground.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and tune into our Survivors Radio 750. Oops. That was the game, sorry. Alright, power's coming in. We are on the go. Alright, so we're going to use the terrain to our advantage this time. We were super close to the deck. We were kind of out in the open, and that AAA battery still had a clean shot on us. So we're going to use the building, that village. We're just going to kind of settle down in between a couple of structures and have the survivor run to us. It's the least you could do for us coming to save his ass. Haraj, Pandey, hello. Rockster, that voice. It's Kit. I'm not tracking what that means. Magnus, Mafia 2.
Yeah, I wish trees
2,
and
3.
buildings actually obscured the eye, but they still snipe.
Yeah. Oh no. Did the server just reset? No, dude. No. I think the server just reset. But yeah, connection can't connect. Okay. So the server just reset. Playing on an online server. That's the nature of the beast. But yeah, dude, Magnus, there's a bunch of you guys that I watch. A bunch of you guys just have a large group. A bunch of mafia dudes that fly in DCS.
Yeah, you should join our server, we're pretty active.
No, I know you guys are fucking active. There's a bunch of you on TikTok, and I see Mafia
Could use more
Mafia
heli.
1 whatever, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4. You guys got a whole contingent of Mafia.
MR Nightmare runs it.
That's who it is. Nightmare. We ran into each other's streams a few months ago, and I saw it, and it was pretty dope. But what do you I'm terrible at fixed wing. I have zero clue. I bought the A10 and the F18, and dude, I'm a rotor guy through and through. So I don't want to come to your guys' server and and just embarrass myself. You know what I mean? On a scale from 1 to 10, how average are you? -8. -8.
I fly the A10, but mostly the Huey and Apache.
Okay. All right. You know what fucking freedom is. You fly the Apache or the Huey. Um, I've given a little bit of time to the Apache. It's a work in progress, but I was a Huey crew chief on the UH-1 November and the UH-1 Yankee in the Marines, so I've got a deep affinity for the Huey, and nobody will ever convince me that there's a better aircraft in the U.S. military's arsenal than the Huey. There's just, yeah. So that's basically all I fly. I've flown the Apache quite a few times in here, and I've got an Apache collective stick and an order through Purple, but
We're all
it's
works in
just,
progress, it's no big deal. Oh yeah, I wish we could get the twin-engine Huey.
yeah, that would be nice. At least the November, you know what I mean? But the Yankee would be fire. Dude, why is my keyboard not anything working on?
The group is mostly vets, so I am sure you would fit in.
Oh yeah, dude. Are you a vet? We're playing DCS. We're waiting for the server to reset currently, but we'll Afghanistan, Asia. I mean, I guess fucking Afghanistan. Why is the Rotorhead server not showing up in Afghanistan? That's what keyboard is this? I don't know. I think it's a Logitech shit ass wireless keyboard. It's terrible. But it's like one of the very few wireless keyboards that exist, so it is what it is. Rackster on YouTube. Marine Corps Station New River. Oh, dude. Are you a V-22 guy?
Lots of guys that fly heli though, and we teach each other what others don't know. You want embarrass.
Okay, sweet. I mean, I've flown quite a few helicopters, real life and in sim. So I just don't want to not be a value add. It's so easy to place to play solo. You can just go in and do whatever you want. But you rock into a server where a bunch of guys super experienced and whatever the case may be. How do I bring up the fucking keyboard in this VR? Because this shit's my keyboard is not fucking working for whatever reason. The mouse the mouse is working fine, but when I go to type something, it acts stupid.
Is the community man, it's not a value on skills. Skills grow.
Oh, now it wants to work. Row. Oh, it just R is all it wants to bring up. That's cool. Cool.
I think one of the buttons on left hand controller brings up virtual keyboard.
Yeah, it's not working though. I've never had this issue in what 2 years of playing DCS. Not It's fucking dumb. This is dumb.
Try alt tabbing out and back in.
Alt tab, he says. Nope, that didn't work. All right, we're in it. Am I having trouble with favorites showing up? Yes. My favorites are not showing up. Given that I only have one server that is favorited, and it does not show up when but whatever. KCL, thank you for the follow. LM, thank you for the follow. I think I'm not going to say we figured anything out, but we've gotten into the server. We have the aircraft that we want.
You gotta do the clean shit or whatever it's called when you re-update it, but that works for me.
Gotta do the clean shit or whatever it's called. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're doing. I've just never had those issues. Alright, doors are coming closed. Force trim, hydraulic control are set to on. Fuel is on. Load our flare bucket. Arm that bitch. Rocket air barometer is set to 1. Battery power is on. Generator is set to on. Inverter spare. AC phase. Non-essential bus. We're going to turn our lower RPM warning off. Reset that. IFF is set to norm. Collective is all the way down. Throttle is out of D10 and set to low. And starter is engaged. We're looking for 40% NG speed or gas producer speed within 40 seconds. There's 20, 25, 30, and 35, and 40. Starter is out, and the engine's got it.
This is a badass setup, man.
Set to standby generator normal. Essential bus. And main inverter. Our rad out is on. We'll set our low altitude setting to 1,000 feet and high altitude setting to 2,000 feet. Throttle is coming in. That DC generator light went out when the throttle came up, so we're all set there. Oh, FM radio is set ADF and switch F radio. Boom. Seesaw checking in. Right, using voice commands, we've checked in for CSAR duty and show current CSAR. Alright, our closest is our downed aircraft that is 21.3 kilometers away. Launch beacon. 240. 240. Strong signal. ADF needle-ish. Trailing a direction. So go ahead and turn that off. We're as low as we can. We're gonna still kind of hear it in the background, but here's what it is. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with our keyboard settings currently. I don't know, man. It's fucking acting weird as fuck. Whatever. But throttle, cyclic, yeah, all that shit's working. All right, power's coming in. That was a weird takeoff. Typically wouldn't look like that in real life, but we're in a simulator. Alright, so we've been shot down several times by AAA. It's never been a surface air threat. It's all been AAA. So we know that going out into the open, out into these wide open fields and valleys and whatever it may be, is the death wish. So we need to plant it down in the middle of in one of these villages, one of these areas that has several buildings that we can use as cover and concealment. Okay. Plenty of power available, so we're going to go ahead and start a climb, a pretty steep climb.
Have you tried the Kiowa? Map of the Earth, low and fast. Huey sounds great.
Got plenty of power. So we're just kind of climbing up this ridge line. Not super stressed about it. Like I said, we've got plenty of power available to us. But on the opposite side of this ridge line is a very steep descent. So we're going to have to kind of use the military crest and descend with the terrain. But I have not flown the Kiowa. Getting a little fast, or about 125 knots. So just slow down just a little bit. 120 knots is okay. A little fast for the airframe, but
love the sound. Miss it terribly.
She'll be able to take it. Needles are in the green. We're going to start descending. Coming up on about 140 knots, so we'll start bleeding out some airspeed, lowering the collective. So get a descent rate with
See, you already do better than me. I am pushing it to 145, almost constantly.
Airspeed. So now our concern is AAA threats. I'm not super concerned about surface air missiles, given that we've got quite a bit of terrain between us being the trees, the buildings, the low altitude, but a AAA threat, being a ZSU or something like that. All they got to do is see us, and they can start ripping.
I have a sneeze and it won't come out.
So we're trying to stay as low as we can. Hopefully look like nothing or something that is ground-based, which is not that concerned.
Did you turn on radar altimeter?
I did turn on radar altimeter, so we are at 20. We just popped up kind of a little high, and now we're at 20 feet. 17, 15, 14, 13. Popped up to about 28 feet there for a second. So we're now
Why
down
are you so
here
close
with the trees.
to the ground?
Because the AAA or anti-aircraft threat is real. So imagine a small like tank or armored personnel carrier that has radar, that has they also have ears, they also have eyeballs, and a turret that can shoot 20mm rounds or higher.
Bro is locked in.
At a very high rate of speed, so that's a AAA battery right there. Launch smoke. Alright, so we just asked the survivor that's on the ground, the downed pilot that just got shot down. We'll imagine he's a
flies as good as some of the medevac pilots I've rode with Law.
Oh shit. I think we just lost a skid. We just hit a tree. So we're gonna have to hover now. But we're trying to stay low, try not to get shot down by a AAA.
Oh no.
But yeah, this is a similar thing to the crews that we're operating in Iran. Is they've got surface air threats, right? Surface air missiles, man pads, SA-9s, things like that, as well as AAA, right? Anti-aircraft artillery. They've got fighter jets. They've got all sorts of things to concern themselves with. So the helicopter pilots that have to fly in there have all these a lot of different things to concern themselves with. Survivor, come to me. All right, last time we went out and tried to land in that field, there was a AAA battery somewhere in the tree line that schwacked us. So we're gonna have that. Oh, we're missing a skid. Oh, we just got schwacked. We just got schwacked. Okay, so that the AAA threat that I was just talking about just ID'd us, zoned in on us, and schwacked us.
I think he sniped your pilot.
He sniped me in the face real hard. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to get.
Is it fun to do it in VR?
Oh, it's amazing. There's.
Ouch. Can you pop smoke for a bit of diversion as you're flaring?
We don't have smoke on here. We got some rockets, but.
Wouldn't landing in the compound give you some wall protection?
Yeah. I probably should have parked myself a little further back, but I was also operating on one skid. When I popped over one of the trees, I ripped off one of my skids because I was flying super low level. So that
might be worthwhile to engage them to clear the area.
We're going to try this one more time. One more time. And then I'm going to bed. Cannot rescue these guys.
First, does this game require a computer?
It does. Yeah, it does require a PC. A pretty stout PC at that. Throttle's coming in. IFF is set to normal.
You got this. You the man. Seconds, what cord do you use to connect your VR to your computer?
Seconds, what cord do you use to connect your VR to your computer? So I bought a Huey, I think it's a 16-foot USB-C to USB-C cable, but it also allows for, it's got a power input into it. So, like, I do quite a bit of flight simming, but the majority of my time is spent in VR racing. iRacing, Assetto Corsa, Competizione. And I do a lot of endurance racing. So it has an input to where it's constantly charging
Using that
the
building
headset
as cover you were landing at is smart. Don't lose your skid.
It's connected to the PC, which is super important if you're looking for like multi-hour use in VR, PC VR. But
have you tried using virtual desktop to go wireless? Was great for me. Okay, nice.
Have you tried using virtual desktop to go wireless? I have. I use virtual desktop exclusively for about 2 years, and it's great. The ability to have your head free is awesome. The visual quality is pretty good, but you're not gonna be, when it comes to visual quality, you're not going to be hard mounted a wired connection. It's just, I mean, it's there's just no really arguing it, and the ability to, because I was using virtual desktop wirelessly in sim racing, and I had, a headset that could take external batteries, and it was great, but in the middle of I do a lot of endurance racing, so we do like the 24 hours of Spa or the 24 hours.
Hate to talk over you, but I'm gonna go to bed.
Of Nürburgring, and periodically I would have to, in the middle of driving on a racing track, I would have to switch out batteries, and it was a pain in the dick. Plus, the visual quality was not, once you get it dialed in with being cabled and hard mounted in.
Yeah, that's not an option for me. My PC is in a different room than my pit.
Oh yeah, especially if you're in a different room, wireless is not gonna be the move. So you're gonna want to hard mount it. For sure. Okay. Alright, so throttle's in. Good there. Was such a bus inverter. Main AC phase normal. Put the standby generator. Alright. CSAR checking in. CSAR checking in. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. Launch beacon. Alright, power's coming in.
Well, I ran a USB over Ethernet through the wall with a dedicated 6E router. Works well for me.
That 150 Whippa, thank you for the follow. Yeah, and you know, if it works good for you, you know, use what you got. I've got a Wi-Fi 6 router as well, and it works much better than, because I used.
You got it this time.
I used virtual desktop with a Wi-Fi 5 router for the longest time, and it was okay. And then I went to the 6 router, and it was better. But there's just, and I hated it. You know, I hate being wired. I would like to move my head. Like VTOL VR is where I fly in VR in fighter jets, and I'm looking around, and I'm, you know, constantly scanning. Having the cable stuck to my head sucks ass, you know. Or tactical assault VR. I'll use that for wireless, because having a cable connected to your head when you're doing CQB and you're clearing buildings and you're looking around and, you know, whatever, it just sucks ass. But for VR racing and VR in DCS for the most part, like, this is about the extent of what I'm looking at. When I'm racing in VR, iRacing, you know, I very seldomly look to the left and the right. I can see my mirrors peripherally, so, but Josh said, I've got it this time. I appreciate it, buddy. I hope so. Alright, guns are armed.
But I also have a really, really powerful PC, so it probably makes up for issues others have in VD.
There you go. Yeah. We're going to skim over this ridge line. Alright, we're using the military crest here, so we're not going to just launch out over the ridge line and expose ourselves. We're going to try to blend with this mountain as much as possible. We're going to descend to the base of the mountain. using the backdrop of these
love them Huey slaps.
These tall ridge lines to conceal our radar signature as well as our visible signature. So we'll see if it worked. Probably won't, but all right, now we're flying over the deck at about 100 knots. We've got plenty of power, so we're going to go ahead and start to pull power. Accelerate to about 120 knots if we can. We're at about 110 knots right now. I am rocking a 4090 GPU. Alright, so about max torque, launch smoke. Launch smoke. No down pilots within 8 kilometers. What the fuck? Show current seesaw. Launch smoke.
Viacom?
Okay. 12 o'clock, 8 kilometers, right off the nose. AMD CPU and yeah. It's an AMD build for the most part. Alright, contact the blue smoke straight off the nose.
On, dang.
Alright, so like I said, we're trying to stay super low level. We're in a helicopter, we're not flying that fast.
Run a
we're
507
fighter
OT
jet
here.
speeds.
Might have to check this game out.
We're at about a 115 knots, but we're trying to stay low level to avoid the AAA threat or anti-aircraft artillery, which there are several of them. We've been shot down several times in missions past, but we're trying to rescue pilots that have been shot down by either SAMs or AAA in the past. Our job is to go rescue these guys in this helicopter. So we're going to use the terrain to our advantage. So we can see the blue smoke off. It's about 10 o'clock right now.
Rescuing your last crew.
We're bobbing and weaving. And we're going to use these trees and the buildings to our advantage this time. And we're going to call the downed pilots to run to us instead of having to go land out in the middle of the field. We're already taking AAA shots. Survivor, come to me. Alright, so we are lowering in the collective, bleeding out the airspeed. Survivor, come to me. Alright, so he's coming to us. Oh shit. Oh god, oh god. Immediately on ingress. So that dude was not there the last time.
Oh no.
He was not in the middle of the village, so I guess they're smartening up and learning where we're coming from. So it's what it is, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Are you in Huey?
I am in the Huey.
Mast bump or hit?
That wasn't a mass bump issue. That was a anti-aircraft artillery issue. Getting shot at. Point blank range. Wait. Yeah.
Need a warthog pass.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Let me go use the restroom. I know I said that was my last one. I lied. This is my last one.
Haha, right. Wonder if a little bird would be a little quicker. All fouled up, return to base.
Whatever. Oh, no faith. Thick, small engine. Throttle's coming in. Needle, a little over. Not a big deal. Needles are matched. CSAR checking in. Launch beacon. 560. Sounds like the right frequency. Guns are armed. Target. Why the fuck does it keep pulling up? Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Perfection. Alright, power's coming in. Alright. We are on the go. I'm Critic. Thank you for the follow, my friend. We're just following the needle. To save our friends. There's nobody else in the server. It's just us. We keep getting shot down. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. 565. I don't think that's the right frequency. I'm going over this ridge line before I believe anything that this... Okay, here we go. No. Frequency's super unreliable right now. We know that we've crossed this ridge line 4 fucking times. We've gotten shot down, and then we're going to rescue ourselves. So our navigation beacon is incorrect. Okay, here we go. Now we got it. I'm feeling good about this one. Launch smoke. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. That's the wrong heading for sure.
You said getting a VR headset was worth it, and I got it. Show current seesaw. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna... I think it's this way. My beacon is very unreliable. Show current seesaw. Show current seesaw. We're getting closer. That looks like AAA batteries right there. That sucks. That sucks ass real hard. Launch smoke. Jesus Christ. Show current seesaw. 11.8 kilometers. Show current seesaw. Good God.
Taking shots. Small arms fire.
Gotta move fast, don't want hitting M.
Show current seesaw. Trying to stay low, below these treetops. Can hear tracer fucking fire. Launch smoke. Show current seesaw. Launch smoke. 11 o'clock, 8 kilometers. We're looking for blue smoke. We're deep behind enemy lines right now. We're looking for some downed pilots. We got the smoke way off the nose right now.
We're bobbing and weaving in a fucking single-engine Huey, trying to get to our survivors here. We'll see if it pans out. Probably won't. We've been shot down several times. And there's the smoke off 11 o'clock long. Now we're out in the middle of the open, which sucks ass, because probably some AAA threats out here somewhere. Alright, we're getting close. We're probably within 2 kilometers. We don't want to climb.
Yeah, little bird might be a bit quicker.
Oh, I'm hearing AAA tracers behind me. We'll just kind of fly around and see, yep, AAA from behind. We're bobbing and weaving. I can still hear it behind me. Smoke's off to my 3 o'clock. Oh, taking shots from the right side. Now so we've got 2 AAA batteries. They know exactly where we're at. It's not the greatest thing in the world. We're not loving it. But, survivors, come to me. Survivor, come to me. Alright, so we're starting to flare, bleeding off some airspeed.
Hey.
We may have to pop up over these trees. We've got still quite a bit of airspeed. Oh, we lost something. It's probably a skid. It's not super terrible. So we'll just hold this hover right here. We got to do it for the love of the game. You know what I mean? Survivor,
You
come to
moving
me.
fast, are you supposed to?
Alright, so we are in a corridor of trees and buildings. I think we've lost a skid.
It's been a long time. How have you been?
I mean,
Rate
good.
this situation based on realistic
good, buddy.
scenarios. Yeah, good spot.
Alright, so 2 of our downed pilots are now in the aircraft. We are on the go. We're going to use our terrain to our advantage here.
It's Badonkadonk, do you remember me?
Oh yeah, badonkadonk. What's up, girl? How you been? Show current seesaw. Launch smoke. All right,
Can you give
5
me advice,
o'clock,
please, since
we've
you're a guy?
got, some more downed aircraft or downed air crew. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We've got 1 skid on the aircraft, so we can't land. We're gonna have to hover. We're taking more shots. We just took some additional. I'm already losing power. I feel like I've lost some hydraulic power. Show current seesaw. Launch smoke.
Ouch.
10 o'clock, 4 kilometers. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, we've toasted it. The rotors hit the ground, obviously, that time. But typically, just based on
DCS?
this is DCS, yep. Your perspective inside the cockpit of the aircraft, right? You probably have another 6 or 7 feet between you and the rotor disc. So it's your perspective of where you're flying. It may seem like you're super close. A lot of the times you have a lot more distance between you and the obstacle that you are navigating over,
What?
through, whatever it may be. And sometimes not. Sometimes you may think that, hey, I've got plenty of room, and you don't. And that's not necessarily what just happened when we crashed. I'd been shot by some AAA. Immediately started losing engine power. Was pulling collective to try to increase the pitch of the blades, increase the lift, try to climb a little bit, and I wasn't getting any response. So when I was navigating through the trees, and eventually that bridge that I tried to
Take
pop
off.
over, I was just I didn't have the power required, and we crashed. Take off? Are you telling me what to do? If you're telling me what to do and you're being an impatient fuck, you can go ahead and go fuck yourself. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but I'm not your little bitch to take your commands. I don't know
Handsome, who is making you mad?
what streamers you've been watching that are like, okay, daddy, yeah, I'm gonna do exactly what you say, but I'm not him. So
What's alarm?
the alarm that you just heard is the low rotor RPM warning. So it just tells you when your RPM is with below 97%, which obviously when you're not, when you're going through the startup procedure and the rotor is completely stopped, it's below 97%. So it is this bird looks old. Everything is analog.
Very, very nice.
That is 100% correct. This is a Vietnam-era helicopter. This is the UH-1 Hotel. All right. CSAR checking in. CSAR checking in. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. 565.0.
And watch from Brazil.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for watching from Brazil.
How much was your setup?
Just under like $7,000, not including the PC.
Tanks.
Dude, what the fuck?
Nice man, I might invest in one sim race, but this is cool AF. Go rescue pilots.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. Now my collective's not working.
Okay, good luck.
What the fuck, man? I'm pulling collective and nothing is fucking happening. I have no idea. Yeah, apparently I broke it. What the fuck? Ah. Alright, we're just gonna reset. I don't know what else to do. This game is so finicky sometimes. Alright, doors are closed. Force trim, hydraulic control. Fuel is on. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and turn ADF on. Load the flare buckets. Go ahead and arm those. Rocket intervalometer set to 1. We'll go ahead and arm that.
Can you save someone?
Main generator, standby generator, inverter spare set to on, AC phase, non-essential bus. Battery power is on, rad alt or radar altimeter, low altitude, bug is set to 1,000, high altitude.
It's 1:30 in the morning, what are you doing?
Throttle is out of detent, and starter's coming in. CSAR checking in. And that's done. Throttle's coming in. Launch beacon. $565.
I-ha together.
Okay. Collectives are working. That's good. All right, power's coming in. We are on the go.
Let's go. We in a Huey.
We are currently in the Huey, yes. I don't know why my keyboard commands are not working.
Which variation?
Yeah. This is the UH-1 Hotel. We are in a Vietnam-era helicopter. All right, this is our last attempt. We've tried to save these down pilots numerous times. We've had some technical difficulties, and we've also made some tactical mistakes. We're going to do our best to mitigate those this time. Was my MOS in the Corps? I was a 6174. I was a UH-1 November and a UH-1 Yankee crew chief. So it's a crew chief on the grandson and the great-grandson to this helicopter itself. Got a climb rate of about 2,000 feet per minute. Holding at about 90 knots. A sort of slight left turn. Got plenty of power. No, we don't. What about max power? Climbing at over 3,000 feet per minute, but we're going to make it over this ridge line with a little bit of power to spare. We're going to want to start descending now using the military crest of this mountain. Keep up our airspeed, but get our descent rates down there. So we're trying to shield ourselves from, maybe not shield, but blend ourselves with the terrain for any type of surface-to-air threat. So any type of SAM that may be scanning the area with radar, we're trying to blend into that mountain and make it think that we're just a big old rock. You know what I mean? Our bigger concern is AAA. It has active tracking, can also spot us visually and target and track us visually. Especially with nothing to use as either a cover or concealment, being elevated terrain, some buildings, trees, other vehicles. We're just kind of out in the open, in the middle of the desert, so this sucks ass. Real hardcore. Show current CSAR. Launch beacon. We're showing 565. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Alright, we're following our ADF, automatic direction finder, that is tracking our survivor's survival radio. So it's showing currently about straight off the nose. Once we get within 8 kilometers, we'll have him pop a blue smoke grenade. Oh, AAA. God damn it. Motherfucker, man. Dude. No matter where you go. It's impossible. It's impossible. to navigate, and this is like our 8th attempt here. I hate that we're doing it again. I have an addictive personality, you know what I mean? Yep. Huh? Yeah. Launch beacon. CSAR checking in. Launch beacon. Show current CSAR. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna start climbing up before this ridge line. See if we can get a good ingress heading to our survivor before we start to descend and dip, duck, and dive for this AAA threat. And use as much of these hills to our advantage until we get there. We've crested these mountains and then kind of bombed around surface level trying to get to our survivors, and we're having to navigate a pretty serious AAA and surface air threat. So we're gonna get up here, get as close to our survivors as possible before we descend. Show current seesaw. Alright, so our survivor's about 8.5 clicks away. So we've got some mountains super close to us, and then we have another set that are a little further away. Our survivor is off that second set of mountains. About 12:30, 1 o'clock. We're at about
Sail launch at 12 o'clock.
Flares are armed. Climbing at, or descending at about 140 knots. We'll start pulling collectors out. Start slowing down. We don't want to rip the rotor blades off because we're going so fast. But I'm not seeing smoke in the air, so it may not be a super concerning threat. But our co-pilot just called SAM launch. 12 o'clock. May have been going for another aircraft, but show current seesaw. Launch smoke. Alright, 12 o'clock, 3 kilometers. We're looking for blue smoke. Show current seesaw. Alright, we're within 2 kilometers, so real close. Launch star cluster. 11 o'clock, 1 kilometer. This dude's got to be in these foothills somewhere. Show current seesaw. There he is, right there. Oh shit, we're taking fire. God damn it. So we got shot in the asshole quite a bit. Kind of sucked. But the Huey's made to be shot in the asshole a little bit, you know? Survivor, come to me. Launch smoke. 2 o'clock, 1 kilometer. Oh, shit. I thought homeboy was further off in the village. Oh, that sucks ass. So we may not be able to get to him. I don't even know where this dude's at. Survivors, 2 o'clock low. We're looking for the AAA threat. We've got rockets. We've got 762. We're scanning. There he is, right there. Fuck. Oh, he got me before I could get him. God damn it. My first rockets were way up. And this fucking guy, not doing nothing. I'm flying around the AO. Am I too low? No, you certainly don't want to be high. Just my first rocket launch was not on target. We just launched an AGM, a Hellfire, kind of guess. He's not working in the same area that I am, and the server is very quiet this evening. It's me and him. But I am, unfortunately, I've got to work.
What game is this?
So sign off for the evening. Appreciate y'all hanging out, and I'll be back on tomorrow night. Catch you on the next one. Adios. Bye.